Kind of a windy, overcast day here, so I decided to go for a walk. It's actually not hot out. And that way I could talk a little bit. So I started with my first shot on July 19th. I started at 12 pounds, and I am down to, well, I was 202 yesterday, but then I ate quite a bit, so today I was like 204, which I think is par for the course with any kind of weight loss journey. Like, I check the scale every day just to log my weight, but I don't really give it much credence other than for tracking purposes, so that I can log it and then see what I'm losing over time, because it's really like over time that I care about. So day-to-day fluctuations are just going to happen no matter what, with inflammation and water weight and all the things. If I eat something that triggers a lot of water retention. So yeah. So today I am 204, I guess. But my app says I have basically been losing about 2 to 2.5 pounds a week since July 19th. So that's a pretty good weight loss clip, right in the healthy range. Anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds is the healthy recommended weight loss range. So I'm pretty happy with that. And interestingly, I'm doing it with a microdose. It's not even the smallest dose on Zepbound, which is Tirzepatide. So the smallest dose is 2.5 milligrams, but I actually started with 1.25 milligrams, half of that. However, I've been using myself as my experiment, because one of the main reasons that I wanted to try it, in addition to weight loss, is to try to bring down inflammation in my body and to get control of my migraines. I get hormone and complex migraines. So I wanted to start with the lowest possible dose I could to see results, and to find basically I'm using myself as my own experiment to find the best dose that I feel works for me and my body, where I'm losing the weight that I need to lose, but I feel good and I'm not struggling with a bunch of side effects. So yeah, I'm not doing it quite the way some people might be doing it, but I started at 1.25 milligrams and that's been working for me. I have increased to 2 now. I'm at 2 milligrams because I've been experimenting. After my first 2 shots, I started experimenting with, instead of doing them weekly, every 5 days or every 4 days, to try to keep my levels at around the 2 milligram mark, which I track with it's an app called Shotzi. But there's also a website called GLP-1 plotter that I found that you can also track your dosage and kind of see what your levels will stay at over time, given your schedule and your dose. And that's how I'm doing it, because like I said, my goal is not just weight loss, but also to get rid of inflammation and to try to bring migraines under control. And I think the up and downs, I think they might have their uses, but I also think that the level staying steady has its uses. So whether or not I will continue to do, like today I did 5.5 days. So I stretched it out 5.5 days, just because I was feeling okay and felt pretty good, and I didn't feel like I needed to do the 4-day. I'm just kind of experimenting on myself. Mainly so I can see how it works and then maybe pass on a little wisdom to my family, because obesity is a thing in my family. Anyway, so today is my 6th shot day, and today I did do 2 milligrams. So I'm just under 2.5 lowest recommended dose. I can do that because I am using the Zepbound vials, so it's per unit. So basically I'm just kind of using less than the units required. Which again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on YouTube or TV. So this is just me experimenting on myself and sharing my journey and results. So I think that I may try to continue at the 2 milligram mark for a bit and see how I do at that. I think that seems to be working well for me. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I see my doctor August 20th, and we'll assess how things are going then with my doctor. I've tried all of the different ones my neuro has recommended for migraines, and none of them have ever worked. The only ones that have actually made any kind of dent has only been very recently, in the last 6 months or so. I've tried an abortive one that does seem to reduce the severity and sometimes even abort it completely. It definitely seems to reduce the severity, but I get them so frequently that it's not wise to take it like over 15 times a month, which I'm not at, thank God, right now. So that's been a blessing. But yeah, so I don't, in general, take a lot of medicines. I don't like to take daily medicines. I prefer abortive medicines so that I'm only taking them as needed. But I have done a lot of digging into Tirzepatide and GLP-1s and their long history, despite all of the news headlines and entertainment industry junk. They've actually been around for quite a long time. And relatively safe in that time. So yeah, and the higher doses seem to be where people seem to be experiencing the most worrisome side effects, which is why I'm pretty much determined I'm not going to be going up high doses. I mean, I do want to lose my extra weight, but I don't want to do it at the detriment of my future self. So I think low and slow is the name of the game with these kinds of medications. And if you do need to go up at some point, that's what, do what you gotta do. You gotta listen to your body. But for me personally, I'm gonna do my best to stay as low as possible for as long as possible. And if they continue to improve my health profile, then that will be a win for me, because migraines suck. Being overweight sucks. You don't feel like yourself. Like, you feel like your I don't know, your body is just not reflective of who you are, I guess. You don't feel like your true self anymore when you put on a lot of weight, which I've done over the last 10 or 15 years, 20 years that I've had children. So I'm looking forward to losing that weight, but I'm looking more forward to the potential benefits with migraine and inflammation, because autoimmune disorders run in my family, obesity runs in my family, heart issues run in my family. My migraines, I get the hormone kind and I get complex migraines. One of them actually triggered a mini stroke a few years back, which was terrifying. And then I had 2 stroke-like episodes. No stroke those times. The episodes mimicked those symptoms. Again, terrifying. So, yeah. I ain't about all that. I'm too young to be dealing with health issues and not enjoying my life. Health is wealth. That's some hard lessons that I have learned over the years, and I've been on a health journey ever since I've learned that, to fix my health and improve my migraines. And I've changed my diet and done all the things, the exercise. I'm 44, so I'm now at that perimenopause stage where my hormones are just not playing well with me. And no matter what I do, the weight just creeps on rather than falling off. So I'm really excited about this particular journey because it's actually the first time I've actually seen the scale move based on, my efforts of, eating and intermittent fasting and walking. Like, it's actually going down. And that's been something I have not seen, and I can't tell you how long. And I feel like it's just been slowly creeping up no matter what I did. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next several months to see where I'm at, where I end up, and sharing what I can here. And like I said, if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Please hit that subscribe button and let's talk our journeys together, especially if you happen to be my age and dealing with adjacent health issues related to being overweight. Ants are getting me. I said ants. I don't even know if I'm considered morbidly obese. My BMI is like 33, I think, something. So I'm not like morbidly obese, but I'm overweight enough that it affects my life, it affects my health, and it affects my self-esteem. So I'm on a mission to fix it, and we'll see where that journey goes. Hopefully in the process it'll fix my migraines and lower the cholesterol that my doctor is so concerned about, wanting to put me on statins, which I won't do. My grandma was on statins for most of her life and she died with dementia. So that's not something that I have any intention of ever doing. So that's a little bit of my story and why I'm starting this journey. Hopefully my distrust of medicine I've passed on to my kids will not hinder them from using these particular medications if they do, in fact, help and improve my quality of life, because quality of life is definitely important. And being sick all the time or not feeling your best is just not fun. It interferes with a lot of life, a lot of living. And I got a lot of life and a lot of living left to do. So